Sorry, I don't have intro music. You know, you keep running into copyright things, so I just made my own. How about that? Hey, everybody, thank you for joining us. And my name's Jason Hicks. This is What's Wrong with the World Hour. And it's good to be back. Good to be here. We missed last week. We were over at another ministry. We were over at Katina Davis Ministry. What an awesome place. If you're in Augusta, need a place to go. Need a safe place to experience God on a higher level. I heard somebody say that on the radio. Don't blow at me like that. Seriously, they were like, if you need a safe place to worship God and experience His presence on a higher level, you should come here to blah, blah, blah chapel. It's safe. I'm going, the Bible should be safe anyway, right? But anyway, it was great. It was a wonderful time. We love Katina Davis Ministry. So if you're over in Augusta, they're right there off of Columbia Road. Look them up on Facebook, Katina Davis Ministries. And wow, what a great place. She believes in deliverance. She believes in miracles, fivefold ministry. What can you add? You know, who could ask for more, right? So anyway, get on there, share. Paige, do me a favor before you hit it. Will you make a comment on here so that way I can make sure I got this thing set up right, if you don't mind, to where I'm seeing the comments. Because what I'd like to see tonight, I'd like folks to tell us some gas jokes. High gas price jokes. I've really had a good time hearing some of them this week, and we're going to kind of get into, we're not going to talk a lot about that, because I feel like that's really just been kind of beat to death, you know, all over the world. So you got, you know, this picture here, unleaded. Spend your tax refund here. And so, you know, that's kind of funny to me. And so anyway, I'd like for folks to send us some videos about or not videos, but just some jokes. Clean. Keep them clean, for good Lord's sake. Keep them clean as you send them in. But we'd like to hear some funny gas jokes. What you got?
That's it.
Okay, I got it. I just want to make sure.
I was telling me I could invite somebody to come on screen. I was debating on sending them an invite and see what happened.
Paige said she can invite somebody to come on screen. Maybe we do that one day on here. Have a guest speaker, right? So anyway, What's Wrong with the World Hour, part of We Still Believe Ministries. We Still Believe Ministries is a church plant, and we believe in deliverance. We believe in the fivefold ministry. We believe in the Bible. If it's in the Bible, guess what? We believe it. It's pretty simple. I mean, I think that's pretty, well, you know, the name says it all, right? The name says it all. We Still Believe Ministries was born out of the COVID time because there was nowhere to go to church. God said it was time to go start a church. He said, it's, you know, my people got to have somewhere to go where people believe. So we were like, okay, you know what, you got, Lord, use us however you want to use us. And so He said, all right, well, get started. So we did, and it's been really, really remarkable how He has He's just taken us along. You know, I mean, it's I like to tell people He's led us around like a CNI dog. You know, I mean, just the way God does it is absolutely incredible, and I'm so grateful for it. I'm so grateful for everyone that has come on board with us with We Still Believe Ministries. It is such a blessing to have people that really believe. You know, people that spiritually honest, and I hate to sound like the people I make fun of, you know, and vulnerable. There we go, vulnerable. But because that's where that's where Jesus meets you, is when you're at your lowest. It's so funny. It's he's there in the valley, He's there in the mountaintop, right? But it's funny because when did He meet the people in the Bible accounts? Where did He meet them and really minister to them at? It was at their lowest. It was at, you know, there had to be a point of contact where, you know, He where they knew they needed Him. They knew they couldn't do it without Him. They knew they couldn't make it another day in the way that they were living. And so that's where He met them. That's where He met us. You know, remember when you got saved? Remember when you got saved? So when I go to these churches and these ministries, where everybody's just such a spiritual titan. it just kind of makes me raise my eyebrow. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, when I look at the account of Jesus in the scripture, it was always hurting people. It was always, it was the people that needed a touch from God. That was the people that got a touch from God. It wasn't the people that were so holy and pious. He didn't minister a whole lot to them. What did he say? If I'm not mistaken, he said that it's the well have no need of a physician, right? So anyway, it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder when you go to these places. It makes me wonder anyway. And so what are we going to talk about tonight? Anyway, let's talk about what we talk about today. So if you'd like to join us, We Still Believe Ministries, give us a call. Go to westillbelieveministries.org. Where's the number? There it is. There you go. If you want prayer or deliverance, call. If you would like to come join us Wednesdays at 7, give us a call. Here's the number. If you'd like to join us in person, call 803-761-0151. And come be part of it. Come be part of it. Again, we're not going to put it on there because we are a church plant, so we're in the growth process. And in that growth process is, we're looking for a building, so we hate to put it out there now and somebody watched the video 8 months later and we're already gone somewhere. So anyway, give us a holler at that number, and it's Google voicemail. Leave your voicemail. People call, we call back. And we'd love for you to come join us. Maybe you want to sit through deliverance. Maybe you want to learn deliverance. We got a group coming from the upstate that's in the process of wanting to learn deliverance, wanting to learn how to minister deliverance. And what a great thing. That's what Jesus did. Jesus came to set the captives free. That's what we believe. And that's what faith is like, we got belief, we got faith, and we got faith in practice, right? There's your works. And so that's what we kind of, what did James say? Faith without works is dead. If you got the faith and God has gifted you with this thing, and he's gifted all of us with it, it's time to put it into action, not sit on your laurels, right? So we're going to talk. What are we going to talk about tonight? This morning we talked about what we talked about this morning. That's a lot of talking about stuff. But anyway, this morning we talked about the title was "You're Not the Only One to Feel Like the Only One." You're not the only one who feels like the only one. And we talked about hopelessness, spirits of isolation. How the devil takes you and he separates you from the flock. He separates you from your family. I got a lot out of it. God is really good. Not that I think I'm that great. I had the notes, so I was able to really get into it. And we talked about the pool of Bethesda and the demonic roots of the pool of Bethesda. And so you really, I would recommend checking it out. It was I really enjoyed it. And we say share. And then join us on Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights we're going to be having a prayer meeting and worship. And so hopefully I can make it home from work in time for that again. But anyway, we'd love to have you join us. Wednesdays at 7. We Still Believe Wednesdays. And we've been kind of breaking down hypocrisy and idol worship in the church. We talked about that church, was it North Point Church, Stanley's son, over in Atlanta, Alpharetta, and they're playing Led Zeppelin in church, y'all. Then we talked a little bit about this past week. What did we talk about this past week, Paige? You remember?
What are we talking on Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember. I know what we talked about the week before, but
it's been interesting. Yeah, this week we talked about Masons and how they get into the church. Then we talked about the Denver airport. Jean Mason she's not a Mason. Her last name is Mason, but she did a study on the Denver airport. Okay. Hey Tina, signal's cutting in and out. That's no
how's
good.
it doing now, Tina?
Seems to be doing pretty good. How's it doing now, Tina? Hey Teresa. Let's see. So we got Tina joining us. I'm just gonna put these up real quick because I want to recognize. And Tina and Teresa, I don't know if y'all were here. Again, share. Throw it out there. Put it on your page. Whatever you do with it, I don't really understand. But put it out there, and so we get some folks to check it out. But tell it if you got a high gas price joke, put it on there in the comments. Cool. So then that way we can see. I like the jokes. So one of the ones that I heard. Anyway, so let me finish this. So we were talking about the Masons and how they're kind of in everything. That we talked about the Denver airport, and y'all, that place is sick, man, demonic. We still believe in Wednesdays. Check it out. And then this past week, we talked about this, like the merchandising the gospel. Okay, not with anything's wrong with raising funds to go on trips and things like that, as far as like book sales and stuff, to do the work of, the evangelist or whatever it is you're called to. However, it can become a lifestyle, and it's not always godly. So you just have to watch it, right? So anyway, one of the jokes I heard was a friend of mine told me, Andy. He says that gas prices are so high, the mailman's sitting at the house calling everybody, telling them what their bills are. I like that one. And so anyway, y'all, if you got any? Hey, Elizabeth, you got any gas price jokes? Throw them on here. I want to keep it kind of lighthearted, but it's good fun, right? And again, I'm gonna put this one back up here. Spend your tax refund here. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? It's it hurts. We might as well laugh about it because there really ain't much else we can do about it. So anyway, we're going to talk about tonight is let me find my little thing here. There it goes. But not because the devil said it was so. I didn't change it. What we're talking about tonight is the world's gone crazy, and the devil did say it was so. The world has gone crazy, y'all. In case you hadn't known, okay. I'm gonna tell everybody a secret. It's always been crazy. It's always been crazy. I'm just saying, okay? It's been like that. So think about right now. I watched a video online. It's Paul Joseph Watson. It's a good thing to check out. I like him. Sometimes his mouth gets a little bit filthy. But he put a video on and he says the first casualty of war is always the truth. And it's so true what he says. I think there's a bad word in there, so I did not put it on here so that I could show it tonight. But it's the first casualty of war is always the truth. And you watch it, and it's called propaganda. It's been going on since, good Lord, since like the 20s. And what happens is like right now did anybody hear about the Ghost of Ukraine fighter pilot? That was, and we may have talked a little bit about this the time before last, and that was like a spoof somebody did, and the Western media took off with it. It was nothing real about it. And my kids were telling me about it. And I said, hold on now. If it's a plane, how do you know that that's the plane? How do you look up and go, oh, that's the Ghost of Kiev that just flew by at 450 miles an hour? How does anybody know? You know what I mean? Nobody knows. They got a picture of it flying over. And I said, where are the call signs? Where's the name of the plane, the tail number? Where's that at? It's on the tail, which is on the top of the plane. What are you looking at? You're looking at the bottom of the plane. Common sense. Don't fall for the propaganda. And we talked about it a couple weeks ago. It was because the devil said it was so. Because people we want to believe what we see. We think that our news is telling the truth. If you think the news you're looking at is telling the truth, you're deceived. Okay, you're deceived. I don't care if it's conservative news. I don't care if it's alternative news. You're probably deceived to a degree. I'm not saying totally, unless you're watching one of the main, the major guys. But here's the thing. This is something Tom beats it into everybody here at the ministry, and I love it. 1 John 4:1 says, "Beloved, do not believe every spirit." Check this out. Let's play with a toy. I got a toy here. Look at there. I can put it up here for everybody to see. Look at that. I mirrored my phone, y'all. What? 1 John 4:1. "Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world." Many false prophets have gone out. We did 2 Thessalonians 2:9 this morning, talking about lying signs and false wonders that the devil would be doing. And so you have to look out. There's going to be things that are like, whoa, Romans 16, 17, 18. "I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause divisions and create obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Avoid them, for such persons do not serve our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own appetites. And by smooth talk and flattery, they deceive the hearts of the naive." Don't be one of the naive. Okay, that's the thing. Let us not be one of the naive, and so we have to just be careful with that. Okay, so as we get ready to get into this thing, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I'm really looking forward to it, and let's see if we can get this story up. Paige, what do you want to hear first? I got so many weird stories. Do you want to talk about fake news? Or do you want to talk about our president first?
Fake news.
Fake news. All right. Paige says fake news, y'all. Don't blame me. So fake news. This is a story here. I pulled it off of InfoWars, and you can pull it kind of anywhere. It's actually on Breitbart, but I saw it here, and that's where I was. So I just said, well, let's do it. So let me pull it over. This way you guys can take a look at it. Bam, there it is. Let's try this. Let's have some fun here. Look at there. Hey, there I am in the corner. CNN, ABC, CBS, BBC, British Broadcasting, Bloomberg cease Russian broadcasting arms. So they're totally pulling out of Russia. Why is that? Why? Why, pray tell? There's that evil Vladimir Putin. The West's severance from Russia became more apparent this week when CNN International, ABC, CBS, and other major news outlets announced that they will stop broadcasting the Eastern European country following the invasion of Ukraine. Well, it's only okay when we invade a country, okay? It's only okay when we do that because we are just and pure and righteous, I guess. I don't know. I really don't understand. So it says the move out of Russia comes in response to the Kremlin introducing a new law that would jail anyone spreading fake news or misinformation about the invasion of Ukraine. Russian officials claim that the United States and Western Europe have been intentionally spreading fake news to spark an uprising against the Kremlin. Quote, lawmakers in Russia, Moscow, passed amendments to the criminal code making the spread of fake information offense punishable with fines or jail terms. We drink vodka in Russia. It said something like that. But anyway, I thought it was beautiful. When I saw it, I was like, this is awesome. Why? Because it's just one of those things that, okay, so they passed this. Think about this, okay? Nothing says guilt like, I'm going to make the action that you claim you don't do against the law punishable by jail. And you go, we don't tell those filthy lies. And then what happens? Oh, well, all of a sudden, we're just going to pull out when you say you're going to put us in jail if we tell fake news. Why don't you actually just report what's going on? I don't know. And then you got, this was another thing I think about. So we talked about the Ghost of Kiev. Then there was the one story where the Prime Minister, Zelensky, he was in the bunker in the foxhole with his guys, and they're killing Russians, and he's got the helmet and the body armor and everything on. That was actually a publicity photo from 2019. But they put it out. Then there was the Ukrainian Miss Ukraine beauty queen, and they had her with the mask on and the rifle across her chest, and it was an airsoft rifle. And this was like 2 or 3 years ago. But they're putting it out that she's out there killing Russians. You see, it's just because it's on the TV doesn't mean it's true. Just because it comes from here doesn't mean it's true or accurate. I mean, look it up yourself. Know that does it fall in line with what you believe? Then can you find a reference to it? And it's kind of like that with Scripture. Does it line up with what you know to be the truth? And can I put my finger on it? Can I put my finger on it in the Bible? That's what I have to know. All right. So now, what about what you want to talk about now? You want to talk about President Biden?
Sure.
Okay. So here we go. This is going to be great, y'all. Then we'll get into a wacky one after this if we have time. No, the next one will be wacky enough. We don't need another wacky. So this is another one off of InfoWars, and it says Biden refuses to condemn abortion while observing Ash Wednesday because he's such a good, strong Catholic, but he won't condemn abortion on Ash Wednesday. They put the cross and all that stuff. I guess that was last week. President Joe Biden refused to condemn the murder of innocent babies despite wearing ash on his forehead in observance with Ash Wednesday. Taking questions from reporters on one of the holiest days of the Catholic calendar ahead of a trip to Wisconsin, Biden was asked why he pledged support for Roe v. Wade during Tuesday's State of the Union address. So I think that's a valid question because he brought it up. He brought up the State of the Union. Quote, Pope Francis asked for prayers and fasting today for the people of Ukraine on this Ash Wednesday. Pope Francis is asking for prayers and fasting. What's your reaction to that, sir? Reporter for Catholic Eternal World Television Network asked Biden. Quote, come on, man. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. I think he's right, Biden responded. I was with the Cardinal this morning. We were smelling little girl's hair. I'm just kidding. I added that part. He came over to me he came over to give me ashes. We both prayed for that, for the people of Ukraine. Last night, you continued to support Roe versus Wade, the reporter continued. As a Catholic, why do you support abortion as a Catholic, defying church teachings? Come on, man. Well, I tell you what, Biden answered. I don't want to get into a debate with you on theology, but, well, anyway. I guess so. He answered it kind of like how he answers all the other questions. I don't want to get a debate with you on theology, but anyway, and that's it. We cannot ask any tough questions, right? Can't ask any questions. That to me that bothers me. But why? The reporter inquired. Why support abortion as a pro-life? I'm not, and that's where he gets cut off. I'm not going to make. Let me get this down here so you can see where I'm at. I'm not going to make a judgment for other people, Biden responded as his wife tried to usher him away. And that's what happens. They tend to usher him away pretty good bit. Quote, if you're Catholic, why? Why defy church teachings? Asked the reporter. However, Biden ignored him. Think about that anyway. Okay? This was a discussion we've had with our ministry. Easter, Christmas, these things. Some people in our ministry, they observe them. They celebrate them. The ministry doesn't. And that's okay. All right? But like he's saying, why do you defy the Catholic teaching? Now, that's obviously bigger than the holidays because you're talking about killing babies. And it's funny, they still give him communion, which is a very, very big deal in the Catholic Church, taking communion. He still gets to take in communion while he's going about killing babies, But this is the same church that forbids the use of contraceptives. Because it's God's will if you get pregnant, you have to leave it up to God. But it's okay if you kill them. Isn't that weird though? That's kind of interesting to me. I don't really understand it. I guess you kind of got to be out there mentally. What they used to say on that one show. I think he's mental, right? Maybe that's what it is. Let's see here. So kind of dovetailing off of that, World Health Organization. I'm going through a little bit quick because we got some stuff to talk about, and I'm trying not to just talk about Ukraine or gas prices. Unless y'all got jokes about gas prices, then I want to hear them. So there was one where what was it? We've got a prostitute comes up the car and she's dressed, like the prostitutes. It's a political cartoon kind of thing. And she says, I'll do anything, sir, for $50. And the guy's like, tell me something. She said, what? He said, how good are you at stealing gas? I love it. I don't know. It's just funny to me. Paige is glaring at me. I guess you start telling a prostitute joke and it gets people's eyebrows going up. But anyway, it was clean. It was clean. I guess we could say a gigolo. Isn't that a male prostitute?
I think I don't know.
Anyway, we could make it a male prostitute. I didn't say if it was male or female. That was you. You jumped to conclusions. Don't hold me to your sexist pronoun usages or whatever it is. I don't even know. I can't keep up with this stuff. Anyway, New World Health Organization guidance calls for abortion to be fully decriminalized. Well, isn't that just, the world's gone crazy. That's all I can say about it. This is Christian Post reporter, Ryan Freely. The World Health Organization has released a 200-page document. Let's see, I'll make it big so y'all can see it. The World Health Organization has released a 200-page document calling for the full decriminalization of abortion worldwide, which it describes as life-saving care. I know, right? Really. How is that life-saving care? We're going to snuff this life out, and it's going to save lives. Well, I got a gas joke. I think Dana sent this to us. Was it Dana that sent us the one? Yeah. It said, if everyone would just quit driving for 2 weeks, we could flatten the curve. Okay, so the World Health Organization published an updated abortion care guideline. Abortion care, because we care. You see, this is the deception. They throw those words in there, the deception. Abortion care guideline Wednesday, replacing guidance from 2012 in a statement. Craig Listener, World Health Organization's. Hey, Joe. We missed you this morning, by the way. Hey, Dana. Anyway, we missed you this morning, Joe. Okay, so Craig Listener, World Health Organization's acting director for sexual and reproductive health. I like how they call it health when you talk about abortion. And research asserted that being popped, or let's do this. Being able to, because I just think they all talk like this. Being able to obtain safe abortion is a crucial part of health care. Isn't it amazing when, if you're against abortion, you have no right to say what a woman can or can't do with her body. But if you're for it, he's so compassionate. Anyway, nearly every death and injury that results from an unsafe abortion is entirely preventable, he stated. That's why we recommend women and girls can access abortion and family planning services when they need them. Because he really cares so much about these girls and killing and sacrificing their babies. The new guidance condemns efforts by government to restrict abortions. How dare you? Let me pull this down so y'all can see it too. Right there. Dr. Bella Ganatra, the head of World Health Organization's Prevention of Unsafe Abortion Unit, that said abortion care needs to respect the decisions and needs of women and girls, ensuring that they are treated with dignity and without stigma or judgment. Everybody, I think, is aware that they're like one of the biggest sex trafficking organizations in the world. Allegedly. Okay. Let's see. No one should be exposed to abuse or harms like being reported to the police or put in jail because they have sought or provided abortion care. Care. You don't care, but you call it care. It's really wild, she said. The evidence is clear. If you want to prevent unintended pregnancies and unsafe abortions, you need to provide women and girls with a comprehensive package of sexuality education, accurate family planning information and services, and access to quality abortion care. Isn't it just so sad? These poor girls are, we just can't have them repopulating the earth. We have to know what's best for them and destroy their children. I think that would be the safest space for them to live in. And they call it care. It's like, you got on my nerves at church today, so I'm going to fling a knife at you because I love you. Right? That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? All right, so an entire chapter in the new guidance features recommends for abortion regulation, which regulation proclaims that abortion should be fully decriminalized, calling for the removal of barriers that hinder access to family provision of quality abortion care. It's just family planning. I like how they say that. Family planning. It's just family planning. Examples of such barriers listed included gestational age limits, mandatory waiting periods, third-party authorization requirements, and provider restrictions. So let's break that down. Gestational age limits. That would be how long the lady's been pregnant, correct?
How far along the baby is.
Grant you, I have no uterus. See, I don't tell anybody I'm talking about this, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble. Frankly, I really don't care if we get in trouble anyway. I got my wife sitting here, so she can glare at you. She can glare at me. She can vouch for me. She can vouch for me. So gestational age limits. What they do it in Texas? It's like 6 weeks or whatever. No, I don't even. We'll just say it was 6 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, it's the heartbeat bill. Once the heartbeat's detected, that's it. So the World Health Organization, United Nations, a lot of, billions of your tax dollars, our tax dollars, go to that. So they say we can't have age limits on the fetus. So that means all the way up to birth, like they passed in New York. That's what they want. What was New York? 4 hours after you're born, after a child is born, they can just kill it. Sorry, world doesn't need you. Okay, so mandatory waiting periods. Think about this. These same liberals, okay, because that's what it is. This is liberals, devils, want you, if you want to go buy a pistol, there's like a cooling off period. Isn't that something? They want to make you wait to buy a pistol. But if you want to have an abortion, that's a decision that needs to be made right now without thinking about it. Or even thinking of the consequences. Because you're just being you in your space and it's safe in there. And we just want to go in there and just get a little scrapey poo. Let's see here. Third-party authorization requirements. Mom and Dad don't need to know. Because you're old enough. Yes, you're 9 or 10. It's a miracle you got pregnant. But you don't have to tell your mom or dad. It'll be our little secret. It's the World Health Organization. This is what they want to do. And then, and provider restrictions. So like Catholic Church's ministry, where they have like the church hospitals, and they don't want to provide abortions, you got to do them. Sorry, got to do them. Treaty monitoring bodies have called for the decriminalization of abortion in all circumstances, is what the document reads. Ain't that something? Isn't that just wonderful? They've called for just the abolition of it altogether. While abortion is legal in the United States, many states have enacted laws that the World Health Organization would classify as barriers to abortion. Several states have made efforts to ban abortion once a heartbeat can be detected. Most notably, Texas has a ban on abortions as early as 6 weeks gestation. Texas's law has so far not been struck down by... Oh, let me read it the way they say it. Texas's law has not so far been struck down by the courts at the state or federal levels. Toes. Additionally, the U.S. Supreme Court is scheduled to rule whether Mississippi's 15-week abortion ban violates the U.S. Constitution, ruling in favor of the state of Mississippi, which is seeking to uphold the ban would weaken the precedent set by Roe v. Wade. Praise the Lord, the 1973 Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion nationwide. And wouldn't that just be terrible if we had to quit sacrificing babies in this country? Good Lord. The World Health Organization guidance also recommends using telemedicine approaches as an alternative to in-person interactions for provision of medical abortion. Does anybody know what that means? What's that pill called? The OU812 or whatever it is?
Morning after.
Morning after pill. So they just give you the morning after pill over the phone. And it's safe. It's going to be safe. You can just do it right there at home. You don't even need a doctor because it's so safe. After all, it's health care. World Health Organization relied on abortion advocacy groups when formulating its updated abortion guidance. The list of external experts and World Health Organization staff involved in guidance and development includes Laura Castleman of Planned Parenthood, Michigan, D'Amica Perea of Maine Stopes International, Cart Heek of the International Planned Parenthood Federation, and Christina Zampas of the Center for Reproductive Rights. We went into that several weeks ago. Why do you think we have a new Supreme Court judge? Yeah, no doubt. To push this stuff. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Marissa, Kenny, glad you guys joined us. If you got any good high gas price jokes, I'd like to hear them because I'm loving them. Planned Parenthood is the largest abortion provider in the U.S., while Marie Stopes International is a pro-abortion advocacy group based in the U.K. This is, and it's sick, y'all. Why do we need advocacy groups spending billions of our dollars to want to kill people? And it just makes me mad. It just makes me mad. Hey guys, what Tom put here too. Why do you think we have a new Supreme Court judge? Ain't that the truth? So they can pervert the system even worse. As governments in countries such as the United States and Poland act to further restrict abortion access, the World Health Organization guideline provides concrete evidence-based proof. Oh, it's just proof, y'all. It's true. It's not fake news, okay? It's evidence-based proof that access to abortion is a fundamental to ensuring health as well as human right. And no one could be more, not less accessible. It should be more, not less accessible, Center for Reproductive Rights President Nancy Northup said in a statement. It's amazing. So it's reproductive rights to kill your unborn child. Isn't that weird? I mean, they call evil good, good evil. What was that? What was that scripture we had? Let's go to this one. Let's see if I can get this thing pulled over here real quick. Okay, here it is. I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause divisions and create obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Think about President Biden. Think about these leaders. Think about the news. Avoid them, for such persons do not serve our Lord Jesus Christ, but their own appetites by smooth talk and flattery. They deceive the hearts of the naive. Don't be one of those naive, right? That's the biggest thing. We don't want to be one of those naive. And then, it's just wild how this stuff goes, y'all. It's just wild. I don't know how you call it reproductive rights, but that's just me. Last November, the U.S. State Department included a subsection on reproductive rights in its annual human rights report, highlighting foreign countries' laws and programs regarding abortion and contraception. Pro-life advocates called the inclusion of reproductive rights in a human rights report inappropriate. I would say that is inappropriate. It's not reproductive rights. It's not a health care right because it's not doing anything to save lives. Okay, it's less than 1% of abortions are needed because to save the mother's life. And on top of that, myself and my brother, they would have done everything. If we would have been born today, they would have done everything to kill us because it about killed my mother with my brother and with me. And so I think about, what would the world be missing without me? No, I ain't that kind. But it's very much like, it's just put it in perspective. Just like everything to do when you think about being a Christian, put yourself a little further back. Okay, think about somebody other than yourself, and watch what happens. It's absolutely amazing. Let's see here. I'm trying to look at the time. We got 20 minutes.
Joe said, "Tell us why."
Tell us why. Okay.
I'm not sure at what point he asked that.
Yeah, tell us why. Tell us about what you want to hear about. Why? And I'll be, me. I'll be
Joe was
happy.
asking you that, I think.
Right. I don't know what he's talking about because, I do talk a little too fast. So, in case y'all haven't known. So, can everybody see that headline right there? This Georgia woman was just charged with faking a pregnancy to get paid time off. I think it's awesome. I mean, it's just so hilarious.
Well, it's not funny at all.
No, it's awesome.
It's sad.
So, I'm looking at this story. Let's switch over here so you guys can see it too. This Georgia woman just was charged with faking a pregnancy to get paid time off. This was on, what was it? allthat'sinteresting.com. So, Robin Folsom's colleagues became suspicious when they noticed her bump was askew, and she sent them inconsistent photos of her fake children. So this chick, she works for a government agency, which explains why it was able to go on so long. They started noticing that sometimes her belly, would kind of like shift off to the side. And, they were like, what in the world? And then one day she leaned over, in the bottom of her stomach, it's like this, right? It kind of started, like she leaned over and it kind of started leaning with her. And then she sends her coworkers or colleagues pictures of the babies, and their skin tones are different every time she sends pictures of her baby. And the baby looks different in each picture. It's like, good Lord. And then she had her husband, that she made up, her fictitious husband, she had him to send in a email to her bosses explaining why she needed that. 6 weeks or 8 weeks off when the baby's born. And so, it was just kind of hilarious. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I mean, I
People
thought
are crazy.
people are stupid.
Well,
They just plumb crazy. The world's gone crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything to get time off at work, right? I mean, it even took it as far as, having the baby. Quote unquote, having the baby. So, check out this headline, y'all. I just want to go through headlines tonight because there's some that are really great. I pulled this off InfoWars. It's from the Babylon Bee. I hope some of y'all know what the Babylon Bee is. If not, we'll get into it. Should I tell them at the beginning or the end what the Babylon Bee is?
I don't know what it is.
Paige doesn't even know. We talked about it earlier. See, she doesn't listen to me. That's why I hope y'all show up every week to listen to me because she doesn't,
I'll
y'all.
talk to them later this
She's
week and
so
tell me what
mean
you
to me.
said.
She's so mean. Anyway, Babylon Bee. That is a satire website. I got somebody with this earlier this week. Putin receives Nobel Prize in medicine for ending the COVID pandemic. And, to me, my hat's off to Vladimir Putin because in the COVID pandemic. I was looking at numbers today. And the numbers, so in last year, at this date last year, we had 1,765 COVID deaths. You know what the number was this year? 460, I think. 463, something like that. How's that happen? 4 times less. Just all of a sudden. And it all quit right after we went into, right after Russia went into Ukraine. It just stopped. We got a new scare that we can try to control people with. You see what I mean? It's like, wow. Why? Think about our gas prices. Why are gas prices so high? Is it because of the war effort? It's hey Elizabeth, but it's think about gas prices. The war effort. 4% of our oil comes from Russia. That's not what gas was already up. 202 was the national average January 6th, 2021 when Trump was leaving. $2.02 was that. That includes California and Alaska where they overcharged. We were like $1.68, $1.70 here, and Tom says the Masonic ceremony. Well, it probably is because it's the Nobel thing. They take care of each other. But so we get the gas price was like $1.86 here, 202 national average. Now the national average is like 460 something. From 2021 to now, we're not even a year and a half out. Gas has gone up like close to $3 a gallon. Okay? But it's Russia's fault, even though it was already here before. If you notice the theme here, everything's been Russia since 2015. Since President Trump, he come down that escalator with his wife to announce his run for president. And ever since then, everything's been Russia. Everything's been Russia. The poor old Russian people. I'm reading online, and you don't know whether to believe it or not, but in England, they're confiscating Russian oligarchs because apparently quite a bit of them live in England, old CEOs and stuff, old company owners. They're seizing their jets, their yachts. The guy that owns the Chelsea soccer team in England, they tried to seize his yacht. He sold it into Monaco. I mean, it's ridiculous. Why? Because he's Russian? I mean, here in the United States, they're wanting to blackball people that are Russian. All they
got to do is go to Mexico and come through the border, then they're fine.
Yeah, right. And Paige said all they got to do is come through Mexico and come through the border and they'll be fine. But it's just the persecution of these people. I understand the soldiers and things like that, but I don't understand why you would just like persecute these people. Yeah, the poor people. They got nothing to do with any of this. They have nothing to do with it. But yet we're going to persecute them. And we're going to feel good about it. And on Facebook, they're even supporting these neo-Nazi groups. If you look at a lot of the ones they're supporting, they have a patch right here. And it's called the Black Dawn or the Black Sun? It's a neo-Nazi group. And they allow supporting them. Like you can give to them. GoFundMe has a page for them. I don't remember the name of the neo-Nazi group. It's kind of sad. I can't pronounce it, so it's easy to forget. You know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, you just have to take it in stride, y'all. But anyway, Babylon Bee is a total satirical website. They make jokes and stuff like that. And Facebook has been known to fact check them, and so has CNN. Sent fact checkers after them, and they're very open about, look, it's just funny. It's satire. It's hilarious. Why are you doing this to us? Here's another one. Stay ahead of the censors. Let's see here. Can I get this off in this view? This one tickled me right here, and I was gonna do this like it was real, but man, how do I get that off there? I don't want to shop that. Biden reveals his 2024 campaign slogan. This is hilarious, y'all. Can't do much about that. It's not real. It's not real, but it's still funny. I just can't help myself. I can't help myself, and furthermore, I don't want to help myself. I need to laugh. If I can't, I won't get through this. I won't. But there's been a lot in the news too about our friend up in Nashville. He's really not a friend. I don't know him personally, but Pastor Greg Locke, the me preacher, in Nashville. And hey, Deborah. And so this guy, he has, we talked about him a couple weeks ago, going to expose those witches in his church, right? And witches ain't going to be here. I'm going to tell who you are. And he's given so much place to the devil and sensationalizing. It makes me sick when pastors do that. But here's the headline. This is from, where did I pull this from? ChristianPost.com. Pastor Greg Locke says he's being threatened with death, hexes, and sex toys for exposing witches. Y'all, it's serious. It just got real. Oh, man. So this is the face. Because think about it. We are a ministry that believes in deliverance. We believe in the full counsel of God. And so does he, apparently. And this is who gets the attention. Pastor Greg Locke says he's being threatened with death, hexes, and sex toys for exposing witches. Bless his heart. Oh, man. So anyway, there's a picture of him. Pastor Greg.
What website is that from?
Ma'am?
What website is that from?
That's from ChristianPost.com. Pastor Greg Locke, who exposed the presence of suspected witches in his church in recent weeks, says he's being threatened with death, hexes, and sex toys. And glitter bombs. Yeah. That'd make him look sweet right there. For preaching about deliverance from evil. Locke, the leader of Global Vision Bible Church in Tennessee, has been preaching about deliverance in his church for the last 2 months. On Sunday, he referred to his latest series as the most dangerous, this is a quote, message he's ever preached. It's the most dangerous message I've ever preached. The most dangerous message I ever preached is a message of deliverance in the name of Jesus Christ. It's caused more anger. It's caused more pushback. It's caused more threats, more evil. It stirred up more problems, he said. It's done more to hurt people in our church, meaning that friends and family have forsaken them. Well, it's probably because you were accusing them of being witches. I mean, if we're really getting down to it. Because what happens? Where the head goes, what?
The body follows.
The body follows.
Not only that, but if you tell people that I'm going to expose witches, then people that aren't witches start thinking, well, does he think it's me?
Uh-huh.
And so then you get paranoia.
Yep.
And then your neighbor that's sitting beside you in the pew, you're like, is that the witch? I
Uh-huh.
always thought something was funny about that.
That's it. So what happens is, does he think I'm a witch? Does he think I'm a witch? Is this a safe place? Or you're sitting there and you're going, you're looking at everybody. Now, is there unity in the body? No. Because now what he's done, he's stirred up the entire body against each other. But it's the witches' fault. Those witches are probably from Russia, y'all.
Oh,
I bet you they are. But it's the most dangerous message I've ever preached. Yeah, whatever. Probably because you're getting ready to lose everybody because you've accused everybody of being a witch and turned everybody against each other. And that is really in line with the way that Jesus taught. Somebody said, not. In a video message to his more than 2 million followers on Facebook Friday, Locke called the opposition to his deliverance message unbelievable. I can't believe people got mad. I called him a witch. right in front of my whole congregation and the world. Don't you know I got 240 million followers? Look, man, I'm more popular than Elvis. It's really been unbelievable. I haven't even checked the mail yet today, but you can ask anybody on our staff or people that volunteer here with us in deliverance ministry at the office. It is non-stop, he explained. We get hundreds and hundreds of many times thousands of phone calls every week. The voicemail will only hold 40 voicemails at a time. We can be on the phone and the voicemails will fill up every 2 hours. And so many of them are like non-callback numbers, private numbers. People calling us and fussing, he continued. It's the Russians. I think it is. It's probably Russian demons. If we really want to get down to it, and they stole the election from President. Yeah, that's anyway. I'm sorry, I got a little too into character. Locke revealed one man recently promised to come to the tent and slice my throat and to kill me, while others have sent sex toys and glitter bombs in the mail. Don't really get that, but whatever. At least they're having fun with it, you know. Everybody is mad about the thing I said about calling out the witches, he said. They're real. They're real. They know they're real. They're not hiding the fact that they're real. It's just that the church is too unbiblical and ignorant to recognize witchcraft, sorcery, and spells and curses when they see them. But I know. And it's just like what we were talking about Wednesday night, is the special knowledge. And he's probably going to sell you a book to show you how to get it too. We literally got a box the other day that said it was for my mom and was full of all kind of crystals and hexes and curses. The nerve. Took my mama's name. Can you believe that? Locke added that the Church of Satan sends him postcards every day, and some detractors have been trying to get him banned from his favorite Dunkin' Donuts coffee shop. The horror. The absolute horror. Oh, it's so terrible. Not Dunkin' Donuts. No. I mean, you know, look here. I'm a Dunkin' guy. I can understand that. Now, I haven't been to one probably for 2 or 3 years. I don't know. But I love them things, man. I like more cakey donut. But anyway, it's, I mean, I don't know if it was just me, but didn't Jesus say, the world will hate you, but take heart because they first hated me? Isn't that the things that Jesus said? They'll persecute you because they persecuted me. You know, why is it a surprise to you? Why is it so shocking? The Tennessee's pastor's ongoing crusade to promote deliverance in American churches began generating national headlines after he said a demon told him the name of 6 witches in his congregation during a deliverance session at church. Probably something you don't want to speak into one of these things here. Tom said he will sell a book on how to be delivered from sex toy curses. And then he's going to have a sequel, How to be Delivered from Sex Toy Curses from Russia. Oh, this is too much fun, y'all. He insisted that while many of his critics have been trying to make him look crazy for pushing his deliverance message, he is confident that the Bible supports it. Now, I will agree with him there. The Bible does support the deliverance message. But your detractors and critics have not been really doing anything to make you look crazy, sir. I think you've been doing a good job of that yourself. During his sermon on Sunday, Locke has been reading the book of Psalms in the Bible to encourage himself. Well, praise the Lord. At least he's reading the Bible. How many times in the 150 chapters of the book of Psalms David or one of the Old Testament writers wrote about the subject of deliverance? You ought to do a Blue Letter Bible study sometime about how many times the word deliver and deliverance are even used in the book of Psalms. It's uncanny, he said. Locke said he began to notice many of the headings to the Psalms include the word deliverance, and it does. It does. Sometimes we can be so right, but our presentation be so wrong.
Absolutely.
So wrong that you actually can do damage to the ministry. Okay, so he says, as I read through the Psalms, I was amazed at how much deliverance is mentioned in the Bible, and more shocked at how little preachers, because them preachers don't know nothing. You better listen to me, because I know it. How little preachers have said anything about it for decades. Decades. They ain't said nothing. And they know the word because the word's there. It's almost like it's been hiding up under a rock for so many years. Then all of a sudden we start peeling things back and making the invisible kingdom visible. And the devil gets so stirred up when we bring national, global attention. Because I can do that because I'm so daggum popular. National, global attention. He would assume stay a secret. Isn't that amazing how you take this guy and it's just like, I mean, think about it. It's you have to pay attention, okay? Where's your focus? It's almost like it's been hiding under a rock for some. I'm gonna do it without the accents, like I ain't got one without that one. It's like it's been hiding under a rock for so many years. Then all of a sudden we start peeling things back and making the invisible kingdom visible, and that's deliverance does that. We know that. And the devil gets so stirred up when, here we go, gets so stirred up when we bring national and global attention that he would assume stay a secret. The devil didn't know what he was doing when I found out about deliverance ministry, because I'll tell the world, because everybody loves me because I'm so daggone popular. Look at me, look at me. How about that? Did you buy my book about getting free from sex, toy, curses, and demons? You see what I mean? Who's it about? Is it about God? What is it? Okay, and I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's the end of that article. So anyway, that's some of the strange things that's going on around the world today. Y'all, you just have to be careful. You just have to be careful out there. What I say is if the celebrities are all over it, and the in crowd is getting onto it, you need to step back. You need to step back. And you just need to go, wait a minute, okay? I mean, think about it. Jesus patriotism, in my opinion, that's like close to heresy. I'm going to say it's walking that line. It is walking that line. Because Jesus is the man. He is the man. He is the deliverer. Nobody else. Not Trump, not DeSantis, nobody. Jesus. And so it's making an idol out of that. And then now you're going to preach deliverance and things like that to me, and I'm just going, I don't think so. I mean, he is a minister of God. He can change. He can change. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I need to look at the fruit. I'll give him credit. He didn't close down during COVID. I listened to him a little bit during COVID. Then he got about how awesome he was because he didn't close down, which we did that too. But it wasn't. We just stood with Jesus. That's what we did. He was awesome because he stood up to him. He stood up and it was just like, okay, something's off here. You know what I mean? And he's excited, so I get that, right? Colossians 2:8, see to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy and empty deceit, according to human tradition, according to the elemental spirits of the world, and not according to Christ. 2 Timothy 3:13, while evil people and impostors will go from bad to worse, deceiving and being deceived. So it's kind of, be careful.
Do you want to be deceived?
Do you want to be deceived? I think that's these questions that need to be answered. So when you look at this Russia, think about it. The news has lied to you for 2.5 years. I had a great picture, and I don't. It's on the wrong device. Oh. I'm sorry, y'all. Paige took the remote control and she hit mute.
I did not.
She did, y'all. She's
There's
got
no-
one. She's got one. She got it at the same place that where those people were sending those toys and glitter bombs to Pastor Locke at. Anyway, no, sometimes I forget you got to change out batteries. But anyway, we have to be available for people. We have to be ready to minister to people. Whether you're the global, international superstar like Greg Locke says he is, or you better watch those, or you are just neon peon down the road with Sally Sue with a sphere of 8 or 9 people. That's who God's given you to reach, and that's your influence. Live a life that is pleasing to God, and sometimes that's how you reach them. Sometimes you talk to them. And then when the door opens, that's when you tell them, let me tell you what Jesus did for me. You know what I mean? Let me tell you how I had this thing that was troubling me, this thing that was causing me to do the things I didn't want to do, and somebody prayed for me. Somebody had compassion on me, and they didn't grandstand over me, and they didn't grandstand and tell the world of my personal experience, but they were compassionate, but they stood in the authority and the power of Jesus Christ, and they set me free in Jesus' name. And because of that name, I can now hold a job. Because of that name, I'm no longer subject to alcoholism. Because of that name, I'm no longer subject to drug addiction. Because of that name, I'm no longer subject to sex addiction. Because of that name, I'm free. I'm free. I'm not subject to rejection. Because of that name, I'm not subject to any of the garbage the devil had me under. Is that not amazing? And so, as we go about our lives, we have to be ready to share it. We have to be ready to share it, and it's the greatest gift next to salvation. It is Paige, right? Free in the name of Jesus. It's next to salvation is the greatest thing ever. And so anyway, thank y'all so much for joining us. It was a really good time. Again, my name's Jason Hicks. This has been What's Wrong with the World Hour. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are a part of my life, and it's a lot of fun to have this adventure together, isn't it? But anyway, we love you guys, and pray that y'all have an amazing day, have an incredible week as we get ready to jump into this thing. I'm looking forward to this week ahead. So anyway, God bless. Do chickadoo do chickadoo do 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 do. We make noise because I don't feel like doing an outro, and I think this is even funnier. Tickety choo, ba da ba da 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 da.